Gstaad welcomes me with a snowfall. There is no hustle on these streets. Nobody is in a rush here. Even the snowflakes fall slowly. The snow hides my footprints on the pavement. But this street remembers other steps, the steps of Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Jackson, and Princess Diana. In this world, there are places where money buys massive yachts, influence, or flamboyant luxury. But there are other places where money buys invisibility, and Gstaad is one of them. This Swiss village is the world's most expensive vault, but it doesn't store gold or diamonds. Here, they preserve silence, privacy, and that rare luxury, the right to be unnoticed. Here, it is not the custom to turn your head for celebrities, and here, the law of silence is worth more than the diamonds in the shop windows. I tested the theory of invisibility myself within the very first minutes. As I raised my camera to capture the falling snow, a man stepped out of a doorway. He literally flinched at the sight of the lens. I immediately turned my iPhone away and apologized. And in that moment I realized, here, behind every second face, there could be a name from the Forbes list. And they really do not like being on camera. Gstaad does not overwhelm you with scale. It is small, tidy, and very private. Billions are hidden behind these old wooden facades, yet the town stubbornly pretends to be a simple village. It is an unspoken agreement. You can be whoever you want, but here you are simply part of the landscape. The transformation of this alpine village into an elite resort began in the 20th century, when British aristocrats first started to arrive. Later came the European bohemians, then the Hollywood stars. But what is truly remarkable is that the town has hardly changed at all. In the mid-20th century, while the rest of Europe was building massive concrete box hotels, the locals decided that their greatest asset was coziness. In the 1950s, they adopted a strict regulation. Every single building in Gstaad must be constructed in the chalet style. This means only wood, a specific roof pitch, and limited height. Even if someone buys land for $50 million, they do not have the right to build a glass, high-tech villa. They are obligated to build a village cottage. Gstaad lives by its own rules. Here, wealth is not put on display. There is no loud advertising or pretentious vanity. Yet, the concentration of power and money per square meter is one of the highest in the world. Why do they choose these quiet streets? Perhaps because among these mountains, you can briefly forget who you really are. What an elegant decorative element! It adorns the facade of a true alpine treasure, an ancient, hand-carved wooden chalet that has stood here for centuries. Look at the wood, darkened by time and seasoned by hundreds of mountain winters. This very building now houses the Valentino boutique. Interestingly, Maestro Valentino himself has lived in Gstaad for almost half a century. It was his love for this place that helped transform a quiet alpine village into an unofficial capital of fashion, not unlike Milan. It's the authentic soul of the mountains on the outside and global brilliance within. Check out this Gstaad high-tech, a carriage with both wheels and runners. Depending on the snow, it literally switches modes. Genius! Oh, this is the famous Lamborghini Countach, or rather, its incredible art installation that has become a real star of social media in Gstaad. It is the work of an artist known under the pseudonym Junik. The car is made from thin metal wire. It is like a ghost, a Lamborghini you can look right through. It is the perfect metaphor for Gstaad itself. Wealth is everywhere here. It is worth millions, yet it is transparent. It doesn't block the world, it doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't take up unnecessary space. I step into the church. It has stood here since the 15th century. Inside, there is no luxury. Simple wooden benches, an organ. They say that from time to time, people from the famous Forbes list can be seen sitting here, in ordinary jackets, quietly, just like everyone else. Inside a church, everyone is equal, and in Gstaad, you feel that especially strongly. Right by the church sits a bronze goose, a gift to the town from Julie Andrews, the legendary Mary Poppins, a Hollywood icon who found her true home here. This small fountain is her way of saying thank you for the right to be a human being, not just a global celebrity. I'm approaching the restaurant Cappuccino, a legendary place on the promenade. Valentino and Madonna are known to stop by here. I'll come back a little later for a cup of coffee and to see what's hidden behind this cozy sign. That fairy tale castle you see ahead, high on the horizon, is the Gstaad Palace. For over a century, its walls have held secrets that are never spoken of out loud. It was here that Princess Diana found rare moments of freedom, hiding from the paparazzi's flashes in the dim light of the hotel's Green Go Club. Gstaad was her sanctuary, where a title meant less than the simple right to a private life. The hotel impressed its guests so much that Michael Jackson, captivated by its magic, once offered to buy the entire castle. "I like it here. Name your price," he said, but he was politely refused. In Gstaad, there are things that are simply not for sale, even to kings: tradition and loyalty to history. I'm walking down the street and I can't stop admiring these magnificent wooden chalets. The intricate carvings, the dark wood seasoned by time. They are true masterpieces of alpine architecture. But here is the Gstaad surprise. Inside these stunning traditional homes, you'll find the world's most elite boutiques. Rolex, Patek Philippe. There are no flashy glass towers or neon signs here. That would ruin the harmony. Instead, the height of luxury hides behind these beautiful, hand-carved facades. It's the perfect Swiss balance, keeping the soul of a mountain village while housing the treasures of the world. In this beautiful historic building, which is impossible to miss, lies the Hotel Olden, a place that feels less like a hotel and more like an old home with a rich history. For decades, it belonged to Bernie Ecclestone, the owner of Formula One. Even a man who ruled a world of incredible speed and constant stress needed a sanctuary where time stands still. Bernie is now over 90 years old, and he's in amazing shape. They say the secret to his longevity is the air of Gstaad and the peace he found within these wooden walls. He didn't just own the Olden, he protected it, making sure it remained the true living room of the village. It's a reminder that even in a world of millions, the most precious luxury is a place where you can simply breathe. And look, the high-tech bollards simply vanish into the ground to let them through. In Gstaad, horses are the privileged transport. Where cars are strictly forbidden, carriages are more than welcome. Just like in the old days, it's modern technology at the service of tradition. Wait, is this Olympic Prada? High fashion on the ski slopes. I love it. What a charming monument, perfectly blending into the snowy alpine landscape. A young cow drinking from a simple trough. It looks so natural. But right beside it is the list of people who gifted this artwork to the town. Among them are the names of the legendary Elizabeth Taylor and Bernie Ecclestone. Perhaps this is the best embodiment of the Gstaad spirit. In the cellars of this dairy lies a cheese grotto with over 3,000 wheels of cheese. Even Roger Moore, the legendary James Bond, was spotted here trying his hand at milking a cow. This house is home to Sotheby's International Realty. In Gstaad, real estate is treated like a world-class masterpiece, just like the art at their auctions. Step just a little way off the main street and Gstaad reveals another side. Snow covers these quiet lanes that remember the great director. It was here, far from the noise, that Roman Polanski found his sanctuary. In this snowy paradise, he lived and created for decades, hidden from the world by a wall of Alps and the silence of the locals. His chalet, Milky Way, became a legend, a symbol of his seclusion and a quiet life in the Swiss Alps. Gstaad knows how to keep a secret. When Polanski was placed under house arrest here, this quiet village turned into an impenetrable fortress. The locals didn't just stay silent, they protected him. They say neighbors brought him food and wine, while shopkeepers showed paparazzi the door. To the world, he was a fugitive, but to Gstaad, he was just a neighbor whose peace was worth more than any headline. I'm honestly starving by now. And here it is, the Cappuccino Restaurant. Let's head inside and see what makes this place so special. My evening here begins with a classic cappuccino, rich, creamy, and topped with a touch of art. The wood crackles softly in the fireplace, the aroma of coffee. The light of the flames creates an extraordinary coziness. It's easy to see why Julie Andrews called this village the last paradise on earth. I can almost imagine Princess Diana with her children, or John Travolta sitting in this very corner, basking in the golden glow of the fire. And here is my pumpkin and carrot soup, so thick and velvety. How much does a dinner cost in a place where world stars find their peace? Just 16 francs. I think Madonna could afford it. I wonder if she liked it as much as I do. And while I'm enjoying my soup and the glow of the fireplace, I want to tell you how I actually got here. The journey to this last paradise turned out to be, well, quite cinematic. It all started with me missing my train, something I ended up not regretting at all. This shot, it's not from some old movie. I'm actually traveling through the Swiss Alps in this train right now. This is the legendary Golden Pass Belle Époque, a carriage that feels like it's from the century before last. In Switzerland, even a mistake can turn into your best adventure. This carriage still remembers wealthy ladies in crinolines and gentlemen in bowler hats. Today, there are ordinary people here, tourists, skiers. And look at this handsome guy sitting right next to me. Unusual interior. Everything here is made of wood, but the spirit of that era hasn't gone anywhere. It's in the soft glow of this lamp, and in the way our train is slowly approaching Gstaad, one of the most expensive villages in the world. Well, I've made it a bit higher up. What a beautiful view. The rooftops are tucked under snow blankets. I love white snow. I think I'll walk a little bit more. Somewhere among these chalets lies Le Rosey, the most expensive school in the world. Just imagine. One academic year here costs around $160,000. They call it the School of Kings, and every winter the entire campus moves here to Gstaad. But that's a story for another movie.